Why do people say there's already a cure for cancer, but there's no profit motive, so it's being hidden? Wouldn't society benefit economically from curing disease? It's one of the most bizarre conspiracies in my mind. It relies on the idea that incredibly selfish people looked at a cure for cancer, something worth trillions and trillions of dollars, and went instead of my own country and bankrupting acquiring all of my competitors. That would make them sad, I'll give that up, so my golf buddies and I can make relative chump change. It's evil, selfish charity, and I don't get how people think that makes sense. Whoever discovers and patents the cure for cancer will become the richest person or corporate entity overnight and maintain that lead for generations, especially as they bankrupt and buy out their competition. You don't even need to go to societal benefit. There are direct and easily demonstrable capitalist incentives to putting your competitors out of business through your own success. Cancer isn't one disease, and the same cancer in one person may need to be treated differently in another. The likelihood that a cure for cancer exists and is being kept from us lies in the same realm as the Democrats are causing and controlling hurricanes. Most of the people who have said this to me are selling natural products. When I tell them that the oncology department in my regional VA hub where I work in radiation oncology has an overall 78% remission rate and ask for their results, they tend to stop seeing me. This makes me so specifically angry because I've worked with cancer researchers and this is their life's work trying to find a cure. It's evidently nonsensical because, if true, why wouldn't absurdly rich people have access to that cure? And by now, why wouldn't other researchers have found the same cure? Insurance companies would love a cure to cancer instead of spending millions over years or even decades of cancer treatment per patient. That doesn't even take into consideration follow-up care and all the damage that long-term exposure to cancer drugs does to the other body systems. Drug companies could make plenty of money curing cancers. They could charge whatever they want. Plus, a universal cure to cancer isn't something we'll see in our lifetime because there are so many different kinds of cancers that are treated so differently. Even if we cure some cancers, there will still be patients who need chemo drugs and radiation therapy. Not to mention we've now cured Hep C and are on the verge of a breakthrough with HIV. Those drugs are huge money makers and a huge expense to insurance companies. If keeping people on expensive treatments was the point, you'd think they were hiding the cure to Hep C and HIV too. We know there isn't a cure for cancer because too many VIPs die from cancer. They 100 would use it for themselves. There's a lot of stuff society would benefit from economically that we don't do. The thing to remember is that there isn't some secret cabal in charge of the world. There's a whole bunch of different people with their own incentives working at cross purposes. That said, working at cross purposes also means they wouldn't effectively be able to keep a cancer cure a secret. Any one company who gets the cure for cancer FDA approved will get all the money from it, and if they are not the one providing other cancer treatments, they won't lose as much. Also, everything we know about cancer would imply you couldn't just make one thing that cures every cancer with no side effects. Yeah, this is one of the more brain-dead conspiracy theories. If there was a cure from cancer that was being secretly withheld from the masses, we wouldn't see rich people and powerful people dying from cancer. Plus, as money-motivated as these companies are, the actual people who run them are usually pretty egotistical. Who wouldn't want to be forever engraved in history as the person who cured cancer? That historic contribution and legacy, I mean, it would catapult that person into being one of the most important people who ever lived. No one is turning that down for profit. Most people who usually say this don't even understand how cancer works, while other people overestimate our current medical technology. Well, the first problem with this conspiracy theory is that it presumes there's just one disease we call cancer. The fact of the matter is that there are many diseases we use the catch-all term cancer to describe because the symptoms are basically the same. The stupid thing is, even if Pfizer or someone had the cure as a secret, that wouldn't stop a Chinese company from stumbling onto the same cure. And why would the Chinese company also keep it a secret instead of making billions of it? It's simple, trivial, even to kill cancer. It's keeping the rest of the body healthy during the process that complicates matters. A lot of people confuse what can be done in a petri dish for what can be done with a final product. I work in cancer immunotherapy. There is no cancer cure being hidden. Cancer is very complicated. Mitigating cancer is likely the hardest and most important thing humans will do in this century, because some people aren't the brightest. Most conspiracy theorists don't engage with facts, and instead base their theories on whoever they dislike. Healthcare and science is highly maligned, especially among religious folks, so they make up conspiracies that make the group look even worse. Because people are idiots. Because the cure for stupidity is hard to find. Because it makes more sense to keep someone sick long-term to benefit financially than to one-off a treatment. Wouldn't society benefit? Bro, the corporations don't care about society, they care about making money. They make us sick then charge us for the treatment. People would rather believe that someone is in control, but is maliciously holding out on them than the reality that bad things happen that are outside of our control. Cancer is many different diseases, and although treatments have greatly improved even over the last few years, there is no one easy cure for cancer. That's scary.